Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. It seems that there's a big story coming out of WWE's European tour already. I believe today is the first day they're wrestling in Dublin, the home of Becky Lynch. She's going there. I'm sure she wrestled a tag team match with her and Charlotte, and she got a overwhelming, huge response. But coming out of this Dublin show, the big story that is making the rounds as of right now is that Seth Rollins may have suffered a major leg injury. He was helped to the back after his match with Kane. The match or the injury happened during the match in a spot that we've seen quite a few times, where basically Seth Rollins and Kane were fighting in the corner, and basically Seth Rollins was going to basically sort of like do like a what I would think of as like a backwards hurricanrana almost, basically, where basically Seth Rollins was going to jump from the turnbuckle, he was going to flip around and at the same time sort of powerbomb Kane out of the corner. But as Seth went to jump, I think he miscalculated his jump. He wasn't able to actually grab Kane, and Kane was just sort of left there in the corner. And as Seth Rollins hit the mat with his feet, his leg just sort of, it didn't snap, it didn't break, but it definitely buckled underneath him to the point where he wasn't able to make his own way to the back. And I think everybody knows, with all the injury problems and all the people taking time off as of right now, this is definitely a bad time. Randy Orton, right as of right now, has an injury, looking to be out for about 4 to 6 months. John Cena has been guaranteed time away from WWE until mid-December. To the point where he's going to be going off and making a reality show. Having guys like Roman Reigns, having guys like Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose carry the torch for WWE in this sort of fall time of the year is all right for WWE. They normally see a little bit of decline during this time, and they'd already set up Seth Rollins in a main event at Survivor Series. But if Seth Rollins is injured, I think this might be the case to maybe hit the panic button. I don't know if Chris Jericho is maybe on shows, but Jericho would be one guy that would be an easy guy to call up. It seems that WWE's already used all of their emergency cards this year, with guys like Sting wrestling in main events. I don't really know what else is out there, especially with them going and stealing Alberto Del Rio away. I know that he's going to be scheduled into a feud against Jack Swagger. Maybe you find some way to sort of save this. If Seth is out, hopefully it's not a long time where you have to strip him of a championship, but you just have to find a way to make a main event for Survivor Series. But I think we can all hope that once Seth Rollins got to the back, maybe his injury calmed down. Maybe it's not going to be long lasting. We've had injuries like this happen in the past. I think on the last European tour, John Cena had some sort of an injury. Well, I know that he had like a scare when he was in that match against Seth Rollins, but I can't remember if that was a house show here in the United States or if that was overseas. But I know that when he ruptured his Achilles tendon a few years ago, that was on the European tour. So we'll have to see what goes down to this one. But our thoughts with Seth Rollins. He's definitely going to be a big part of WrestleMania 32, with everybody buying their WrestleMania 32 tickets today. Man, honestly, I just got to work. I just got done driving over, and I grabbed my phone and I pick it up, and it's got like 1,000 messages in the 10 minutes that it's taken me to get to work. All these people retweeting and all the people tweeting to me about the news about Seth Rollins and his injury. It seems that the spill that he took at last night's Dublin show is that he's tore his ACL and his MCL, and he's going to be out of action for 6 to 9 months. They're not even going to be able to have a way of stripping him of the championship. They're just going to have to take it off him, Daniel Bryan's style. And he's going to miss WrestleMania. He's not going to be able to have the match against Roman Reigns. It seems that WWE is going to have to try and find a new way to crown a new champion at Survivor Series. They've already named the number one contender in Roman Reigns. The only thing that I can really think of them doing is doing the Fatal 4-Way over yet once again, because I can't think of any way to have a clear-cut number one contender unless you have, sort of like a championship ceremony where they're just going to give the belt to Roman and be like, you were the number one contender, so you're going to be the guy, and have Ambrose turn on him there, and then you can have Ambrose versus Reigns, which looks like was easily going to be, one of the things that they were looking forward to doing. I mean, I'm speechless. I didn't think this was going to be like this. I knew that he took a spill. I thought that maybe he just got his leg banged up a little bit. Maybe he had to take, the rest of the tour off, fly home. But I didn't think there was any way in the world that he was going to have a tear and he was going to be out for 6 to 9 months. Justin's tweeting about me making a video right now. But, yeah, I'm very surprised that this is going to be happening. I don't even know what to do. I mean, like, definitely you can tell that Owens doesn't have anything. The rumor is that Del Rio and Swagger are going to be having a feud. That's something that even as a Swagger fan, I would understand if they passed on. And who was the fourth guy in that match? I don't even remember who the last guy was in there. It was Ryback, wasn't it? And yeah, so Ryback and Owens not having an Intercontinental Championship match. This is definitely a hard time. I mean, definitely when they were talking about it on Wrestling Observer Radio today, Dave was saying that they just break the promise to Cena and they call him and say, hey, we're fucked and we need you as soon as possible. And Cena's going to be one of those guys that knows that WWE, butters their bread. Maybe, he works television and works the pay-per-view, and he still finds a way to squeeze in his reality show on the side. But I'm really surprised. It's crazy. This is going to be wowzers. Now we'll have to see. Monday Night Raw. Wow.